NACA encourages their buyers to use their online affordability calculator. But here's where people get hurt. They plug in the seller's current property tax amount. And if it's an owner-occupied property, it likely includes a homestead exemption. That's a discounted bill. Once the property is sold, that discount is removed, which wipes out any affordability. Now, with traditional lenders, they typically base the property taxes off of the last year's tax bill. But with NACA, there have been some inconsistencies in how they apply property tax exemptions. So we're gonna always err on the side of caution. So I've seen, for example, homes that are in the $300,000s, low $300,000 home in Metro Atlanta, property taxes are around $220 a month. That include a homestead exemption. Without the homestead exemption, it could be $400 a month, so nearly double. But once again, we err on the side of caution because safe numbers are going to secure your approval, whereas optimistic numbers can kill your deal. Okay, this isn't just NACA. This is mortgage underwriting in general. If someone is gifting you funds for the purchase of your home, it has to be fully disclosed. The lender is going to verify that the funds are truly a gift. So it can't be a loan, meaning the person giving it to you cannot expect repayment. So the lender is going to need proof of where those funds come from, which means your donor is going to have to be ready to be fully transparent. They're going to have to supply bank statements. You have to be careful on who you allow to be your donor. If they deal heavily in cash, the funds can't easily be traced, they make irregular deposits, those things will raise red flags to the lender. And red flags and surprises during underwriting can equal delays or denials. So have that conversation up front. I mentioned this in a previous video, but here's where deals quietly fall apart. When you get NACA qualified, your numbers are based on your current rent. But then you go shopping and you pick a specific zip code, and if that zip code's payment standards are higher than your current rent, then your contribution amount is going to increase, which will then impact your debt to income ratio. And if you were already close on your numbers within your debt to income ratio, that increased contribution can just tip you right over, which will cause you to have to pay down some of your debt. Now, the funds that you've already saved, those minimum required funds that NACA makes you save, you can't touch those to pay down your debt. So unless you have funds, additional income elsewhere, the numbers just aren't going to work. So what this means is when you identify what zip code you're interested in, you have to let your mortgage counselor know and request that they update and rerun your numbers with your current rent amount, the increased rent amount. Protection is planning ahead. As your agent in a NACA deal, I have zero access to the lender. I don't know the loan processor. I can't call the underwriter. Your point of contact or our point of contact is our NACA mortgage counselor. Now, what most people don't know is there is a Bank of America complaint line. But this complaint line is not to be used lightly. Now, we have had to use it once before, and our message got directly to the director of underwriting, so it works. But once again, this is not to be used lightly whenever there are delays, because there will be delays. It's not to be used because you're impatient, because there will be things that may frustrate you along the process. This is to be used when there is zero communication, there is zero clarity, and truly the house is on the line. Calling this number is a strategic move. It's not going to be fueled by emotion. Because knowing the system isn't about being loud. It's about knowing when to apply pressure and when to preserve relationships.